personally think that opening weekend would kind of suck if you weren't on a multi-species lake. That's why we hit up Friday and look for crappies. And after a full day of crappie fishing, we hope that on opening day, we're going to be able to mix in some walleyes as well. Now the lake we choose doesn't have a lot of huge fish, especially not a huge walleye. But every once in a while you might hook into something like this, 29.5 pound buffalo fish, which is kind of fun. But that's really not the reason we head to this lake. The reason we head to this lake is because on Fridays we have a good chance of catching crappies and perch. And really, after a long winter, we're just glad that it's not snowing on us right now. We've had plenty of opening weekends where we had the snow coming in sideways. But this weekend, we're sitting in the sun, catching fish, hoping to fill up our live well.
That's a beaut. That's a good one.
With about 6 or 7 crappies so that we can eat well the following night. Woohoo!
Talk to a state farm agent today about whole, term, and universal life insurance. Or for more financial tools and guidance, visit statefarm.com/life.
System's working.
Nice, Chuck. Crappie? No. Walleye. No, bass. Rock bass. Another species heard from. Good work, Chuck.
Oh, this is good. So the sun feels warm. Staring aimlessly at a bobber in the water, listening to music.
All right, do we want to give it the 10-minute warning? Sounds good to me.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
Oh, you bastard. Now, if you start doing stuff like that,
I might have been a little aggressive on that one.
round here, buzz! Round buzz!
Okay, maybe I was way too aggressive on that one.
No, I liked it.
Hey, bow's hooked up again, but it is not the crappie we're looking for. This is the third location on Friday, the day before opener. The first location was a large basin that we have had good luck catching crappie in the past. However, when we caught those crappies, the snow was coming in sideways, so maybe that had something to do with it. Could be a little bit warmer this spring. Second place we were at was a river that was actually heading out of the north part of the lake. Again, because that part of the lake is warming up first, we were hoping that we were going to tie into some crappies there, maybe some perch. I think we picked up one perch out of the first 2 spots. This is the third spot. It's actually on the south end of the lake with a river that's coming in to the lake. This is a nice little hole in a high traffic area. And that hole gets down to about 9 feet of water, and really we just work all around that hole, whether it's in the middle, letting the current just take it in and cross that hole, and then as it starts to shallow up and just trying to find where those fish are. And so far all we've been able to do is pick up walleyes that probably wouldn't have been keepers anyway. But here we go. Scott has his first crappie, our first keeper crappie of the weekend. We are quite proud, taking pictures. Oh, and by the way, if you hear music playing in the background, you hear my voice come on, that means the mics on the boat were malfunctioning. And we had plenty of that. So anyway, we are enjoying just being in the boat, with just not being on ice and not having really cold weather. It's pretty nice for the day before opener. But really this is all just working up to opener morning, where we're excited to get out and actually target walleyes rather than catching walleyes while we are looking for crappies. Opener morning, and we are slowly around 1.5 to 2 miles an hour dragging Aussie jigs with either leeches or fatheads. And Aussie jigs, by the way, are the best jigs on earth, to steal a slogan from St. Croix Rods. They are, if you want to look into them, found in Thorne Brothers in Blaine, and honestly they're the best jigs I've ever used. So as we are slowly pulling these jigs, we found that that was the only way that we were catching any fish. If we were moving too fast, they just were not interested and not aggressive enough to bite. If you're wondering why I'm pausing and taking snapshots of these small fish, it's not the fish that I'm trying to draw attention to, but how we're catching them, which to me is quite fascinating. And if you're somebody who just likes to catch fish, whether they're big or small, then you might be interested in this. As we were not getting a lot of bites, moving fast or jigging a little bit more aggressive off the bottom, we figured out that if we were just basically letting them just drag off the bottom at a slow troll, that these fish were coming in and smashing the bait against the bottom of the lake, and we were catching them just underneath the gill flap or just underneath the bottom lip or the bottom jaw. And this is something that I would have thought we were just snagging or something had it not been for going down to Pool 4 a year before and catching many saugers in the same fashion. And that was explained in a YouTube, I believe it might have been Midwest Outdoors, I'm not sure, where they interviewed a long-time guide in the Mississippi Pool 4 area. He talked about saugers coming in this way and saying that that was the way they did it. They would just come in and kind of almost smash down on the bait against the bottom of the river. And that's how we were catching them too. All the times that we were catching these fish, as you can see, the leech or the minnow is outside of the mouth, underneath the jaw, and that's fascinating to me. So I thought I'd pass that information along to you.
Attaboy.
I'll guard it.
Right through the bottom. Hey, Chuck.
Mm-hmm. Did it again.
Seriously. I've never ever heard of that before. Oh yeah, this is probably eater, huh guys?
Oh yeah.
Oh, poor guy. Yeah, look at how do you hook it there unless he's smashing it to the ground?
Yeah.
That is funny. Wow. I learned so much.
The second song on this record is a song called Mistress Named Music, and the cool thing to me is if you treat this record as vinyl and you have side
Why
A
are
and
you
side
doing
B.
it? You know, your brain's probably just going, oh, yes, baby. That's Walleye. Got it?
Yeah, it's a little.
Oh.
Need a search? No, that's coffee.
Crappie.
Nice. A big ass crappie, too. Another one for the live well.
Oops, nice.
Shit, sorry.
That's weird. Nothing, and then all of a sudden 2 crappies. That's pretty big.
Yeah.
Got them both?
What do you think? 13?
Seems to be the lucky number.
You're 14 and
13 3/4.
Wow, that's some That's a
13 3/4.
that's a you're in trouble.
Crappie king. Love it.
You look big enough.
That's plenty big enough.
Still not as big as the one you had, though.
Ooh, it's got some wood. It's gonna be the first. Scotty, I'm calling it right now. Yep, I'm thinking 14 and a quarter.
14 and a quarter.
That's my call. Anybody want to bet a beer on it?
Maybe 14 even. He's going to throw it back to his 2
It's 13 and 7/8.
I always over exaggerate. It served me well so far.
Almost a keeper.
It's like a extended wear or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
Unless my allergies. Ooh, unless my allergies go crazy. It's on. Okay. How about this one?
Yep.
Okay. Nice one. Oh. First keeper. Come on, first keeper. I'm going 14 and a quarter. You can put it down. Tell you one thing.
Still doing leech or you doing yours?
No, I'm doing it.
This.
It's not, guys.
Huh?
It's not. Trying to save your life.
Darn Northern. Now, if my mic was working, you'd hear me saying that this is the part of the weekend that I look forward to the most. Opener evening, you come back, you start up the grill, listen to some music, and throw out a float off to the back of the boat, waiting for the walleyes to come into the shallows that evening and feed. And the slow decline of the bobber sinking into the water.
It might be on. You got it?
No. No, there's nothing on there.
On the side of your bobber it says rock. What's that for? On the side of your bobber it says rock.
It says rock.
You got Bo's line. I think that is. I think that's what you would call a keeper. I don't think so.
It's close. Very close.
I'm gonna call that a 14 1/4. No, 14 1/8. Wow. You are very, very generous with your spots. No. Dang it. Come on, Judge. Give up your secrets, little guy. Alright, stop. 13 and a half is correct. Boy, you would taste really good. My guess is you would taste really good.
Very good. Come on, give me a little more.
I can't take it down. It's a buoy.
He had it under. Oh. My God. It's too big, isn't it? He didn't strip me. Come on.
You know, I think if you had a different bobber, you'd probably have landed like 10 fish by now.
Think so? Well, I can certainly switch back to my other one.
Oh, what is it? You got a fish, right?
Yeah.
A huge perch. It's a nice one.
I could make some chips out of it. It's a free fish.
That's right. Alligator. Another, not big enough.
Well, I think it is big enough.
What the heck?
That's a keeper. Guarantee it.
Save the leech.
That's a keeper, baby.
That's 14 1/4.
You got it. In the live well.
Yeah. 14 1/4. 14 1/4. 14 1/4. 14 1/4. 14 1/4. 14 1/4. 14 1/4. 14 1/4. 14 1/4. 14 1/4. 14 1/4. 14 1/4. 14 1/4. 14 1/4. 14 1/4. 14 1/4. 14 1/4. 14 1/4. 14 1/4. 14 1/4. 14 1/4. 14 1/4. 14 1/4. 14 1/4. 14 1/4. 14 1/4. 14 1/4. 14 1/4. 14 1/4. 14 1/4. 14 1/4. 14 1/4. 14 1/4. 14 1/4. 14 1/4. 14 1/4. 14 1/4. 14 1/4. 14 1/4. 14 1/4. 14 1/4. 14 1/4. 14 1/4. 14 1/4. 14 1/4. 14 1/4. 14 1/4. 14 1/4. 14 1/4. 14 1/4. 14 1/4. 14 1/4. 14 1/4. 14 1
I jiggled it.
With that one hand. It's not very good. Ugh. The jiggling works, guys.
It does. Thank you. Open nice and wide.
Little short.
Yeah, a little short. Oh, come on. Are you serious? I just want to measure you.
13. 13 and a quarter.
Good enough. Okay, I'll let you wait. Jeepers.
Whoops. Sorry about the bank. You don't have to do that. Little guy.
I honestly can't think of anything more fun than throwing the bobber off the back of the boat, sitting by the dock, catching one walleye after another on opening evening. We're using ice fishing jigs, which I think is kind of funny, I don't know why. I'm using a Tom's Tackle defrost or a golden glow jig, both of which have been quite successful fishing for crappie or walleye early season. And we're just tossing them out one after another, watching those lit up bobbers slowly decline into the water, which is the sure sign of a walleye bite. Man, that's beautiful. Look at that sky. You work all day looking for fish, but to sit there on the end of the dock or the back of the boat and just relax, laugh, and throw out your line one after another catching walleyes. I don't even care how big they are. I think we only got about 4 or 5 keepers out of this, but we sure had a good time. Can't wait to do it again this year. Good walleyes, 2 perch, and some nice black crappies.